Welcome to Beyond Valor, a show remembering the brave people who fought in the Gulf War in 1990. Today, we'll hear the untold story of Kuwaiti heroes. Get ready for the emotional journey into the life of three amazing individuals who defined their country with incredible courage. In this episode, we focus on the martyrs, Salah AlRefaie, Hussain Jumaa, and Samira Marafi. Heroes who showed extraordinary bravery. Their stories remained as a sacrifice made freedom and independence. Let's start with Salah, a strong warrior who never gave up. Then we'll learn about Hussain, a brave person who faced tough times with determination. Finally, we'll hear about Samira, a strong woman whose sacrifice is remembered by many. Join us on this journey beyond valor, where we pay tribute to those Kuwaitis heroes. Imagine a story of bravery and love for one's country, a tale of a man who stood strong against who's trying to take over. Today we share the inspiring story of Salah AlRefaie, a hero whose strength came from his depth, faith, God, and his love for Kuwait. Salah wasn't a soldier with a gun, but a devoted man of God. He spent a lot of time in the mosque, a place of worship. When the occupiers asked for his home address, he boldly replied, "The mosque is my house." Salah wasn't just a normal Muslim. He was an imam, a preacher who dedicated his life to God. Even when it was dangerous for Kuwaitis to go to the mosque, Salah continued his spiritual journey without fear. From a young age, Salah was known for being devoted and balanced, always committed to his prayers. Despite the danger, he kept going to the mosque, showing incredible strength in the face of invaders. When things got tough, Salah found comfort in prayers, asking for Allah's help to free Kuwait. He faced danger, but never gave in. Showing bravery, he became his own trademarks. Stay tuned for a more exciting part of Salah's story. We explore the courageous life of Salah AlRefaie, a man whose bravery and sacrifice are remembered in Kuwait's history. His story goes beyond borders, teaching us that even in the darkest times, heroes like Salah shine bright. In the world of challenges and sacrifice, we follow the journey of Salah AlRefaie, a man who stood up for his homeland and freedom from the very start of the occupation. Let's explore next part of his brave life, where his action varied, turning him into a symbol of strength and resistance. As soon as the occupation began, Salah said, "Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakeel," and started defending his homeland. He gathered other young people at the Bukhari Mosque in Khitan, starting his resistance journey by collecting weapons at the LG1 camp. Salah, who learned how to use weapons, gave a Friday prayer sermon on the mosques, encouraging locals to resist, but he did not stop there. He also worked in cooperative society and bakery distributing supplies to Khaitan residents. Joining Martyr Yusuf al-Falah group, Salah continued to learn about using weapons. Despite the danger, he gathered information about Saddami forces in the area. His actions weren't only about the military, he also transported medicine and oxygen to help the sick. Even after his family left Kuwait, Salah stayed strong, distributing pamphlets, urging people to resist, carrying computer with Kuwaiti events. He praised the importance of standing firm and sacrifice. As Salah action gained attention, warning reached him for friends and some in Jordanian's community, but he kept going with struggle and helping others. After the Saddami occupation, the hero Salah and brave Kuwaiti youth faced danger while standing up for their homeland. Then came the day September 18. Salah and some other young men were sitting in a place called Duania when Saddami military forces approached, claiming they had information about their location. Calmly, Salah mentioned the news to his friends. The military surrounded them and searched the house where Salah has been staying after his family left Kuwait. Salah worried about his wife inside the house when Salah entered with the soldiers saying it was just a search. The search uncovered pamphlets criticizing the Saddam. Meanwhile, they restrained Salah, broke his bag, and beat him. During the search, the soldiers insulted Salah and hurt him while his wife cried. Despite Salah's denial knowledge of the found items, they left with his blindfolded and tied. The force, including Saddami intelligence officers, took him to their car, but that wasn't the end. They returned, claiming Salah confused under the torture about a hidden firearm, and searched again. They stole Salah's TV and computer, leaving his wife at neighbor's house. They took his car and the next morning stole his father's car. After arresting Salah, they even went to the mosque to detain a young man disrespecting the scared palace. Salah's family tried to free him, but their efforts failed. On October 3, 1990, a Saddami officer told Salah he was acquitted, bringing a momentary sense of relief. He thanked Allah and hoped same for his fellow prisoners, but sadly his fate was much harsher. He was taken by the Saddami execution squad. They asked Salah about his home. Even though they knew where it was, he said the mosque was his home. They took him to the mosque, and during the Dhuhr prayer, the execution squad shot him. He wore a traditional thobe, black shoes without socks, and marks of shackles on his hands. Witness says the shots came from behind, piercing his back and another behind his ear. Despite bleeding, Salah had a reddened face and a smile. He lay on his back, coward gathering around. Saddami authority pretend ignorance and started an investigation into the martyrs. At the hospital, friends noticed signs of torture on Salah's hand and feet from electrical means. A Kuwaiti doctor documented the brutal, and Salah's body was laid to rest in a mass grave with other heroic martyrs. And so Salah's journey, the brave young man, came to an end. His resilience and courage provide the depth of his faith and love for his country. He confessed only to himself, relying on the faith of Allah, plan, and patience. May God have mercy on our noble martyrs and gather us with them in his spacious paradise. In the heart of Kuwaiti story, where bravery and sacrifice shaped the nation, we share the tale of unwavering courage. As the sunset casting a warm glow in the desert, we explore the journey of a true Kuwait hero, Hussain Jumaa. A brave soldier, he stood side by side with his friends, Muannas Mubarak, just on the battlefield, but as brothers, sharing a bond that defined the beginning and ultimate sacrifice. Known his for sharpshooting skills, Hussein's position with a rifle made him a legend. Alongside his friend Muannas, they became an inspired force, not just showing skill, but also a code of ethic, nobility, and bravery that set them apart. Before war distribute the peaceful skis, Hussain played a vital role in securing invasion safety, but on August 2nd, destiny took an unexpected turn. Stay tuned for the next part as we dive into the depth of courage and sacrifice. We'll uncover the touching story of Hussain Jumaa, a tale woven into the Kuwaiti resilience and a testament to those who gave everything for their homeland. As Saddami invasion unfolded on the Kuwaiti soil, Hussain emerged as a symbol of strength and resilience. His presence in the ranks, assigned to repel the attack on Dasman's palace, was more than a duty. It was a testament to his unique contribution to safeguarding the symbol of leadership. The main character, Hussain and Munis, continued their fierce battle against those attempting to breach the late Prince Jaber al-Ahmed Jaber al-Sabah's palace. Their expert membership and unwavering courage compelled them to stand firm until the safety of headquarters were ensured, preserving its dignity. After the Saddami forces took control of Dasman's palace, Hussain and Munis turned into the path of resistance. They formed military cells tasked with resisting the invaders, giving rise to the Martyrs Fahd al-Ahmed cell, later known as the Martyr cell or the B cell. It's a member adopt of a strategic approach that avoided civilian casualties, focusing their attacks on military sites and Saddami checkpoints. To avoid detection by Saddami forces, the members of cells decided against having fixed headquarters. Their meeting took place in a mobile location across various regions of Kuwait, ensuring their plans and activities remained shrouded in secrecy and caution. Hussain and the members of his cell undertook the crucial task of transporting weapons and ammunition in the early morning from Kuwait Army Depot in the Sabhan area. They then distributed these arms to those capable of bearing them, including members of the cells and other brave young fighters of Kuwait resistance. On the fourth day of the invasion, Hussein and his friend Yunus ventured to Prince Palace in Dasman, retrieving weapons despite the presence of Saddami forces, a testament to their courage and exceptional ability to execute perilous missions. Hussein's vehicle served as a mobile arsenal containing ammunition, weapons, and necessary tools. Equipped with mobile phone capable of remote communication, he utilized for seamless navigation during his operation. Also, the wife of Martyr played a pivotal role in assisting her husband, the resistant members, in transporting weapons to various areas, including Grain, Khaitan, and West Fintas. Beyond this, she took an additional responsibility, such as printing publications. Hussein actively engaged in his cell members in distributing publications that opposed the occupation, praising the noble al-Sabah rulers and appraising love for the homeland. Additionally, he safeguarded sensitive documents containing the names of Kuwaiti military personnel, officers, and the wounded among them. The cell members unmostly agreed not to carry these documents during their missions to prevent the form falling into the hands of the invaders. In the grip of the invaders, Hussein and his friend remained oblivious to the perilous cargo they carried when they were leaving the cell's hideouts. While roaming the streets of Kuwait City on December 1st, 1990, they came across a Saddami checkpoint on Al-Aqsa Street, situated between the areas of Rameithia and Salwa, near Bayan's Bridge. The checkpoint, manned by the Saddami forces, halted their friend for inspection. Unbeknownst to them, the car concealed documents containing sensitive and anti-Saddami information. Khalid, the brother of the martyr Munis, who was an eyewitness, mentioned that everyone was aware of the mission assigned to them. The task involved delivering a publication containing the names of detainees and martyrs among Kuwaitis, Munis' friends in Jabriya. Khalid affirmed that he was with them in the car during this incident. Saddami forces apprehended Hussein, his friend Munis, and his brother Khalid, loading them into a military vehicle. Witnessing this unfold, a member of the cell who swiftly arrived at the scene upon learning of the news saw them being taken away in the either situation. Hussein found himself confined with the prisons of invaders, beginning with Salim al-Ansariya girls' school in Salwa's area, where his companions were held for 2 days. Subsequently, they were transferred to the Salwa police station, spending another day there. On the same day, they were deported to the Hawali governorate and then to the Jahra municipality, where they were placed in a basement. The Saddami forces separated them in individual cells, subject them to interrogations. After enduring the harsh conditions of Saddami detention center in Kuwait, Hussein and his friend Munis were deported to Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq. Unfortunately, news about their fate ceased to reach, though externally awaiting updates. Hussein remains were eventually discovered in a mass graveyard in Iraq. Laboratory analyses confirmed the genetic match with the martyr, while the cause of death was determined to be a gunshot wound to the head. In the heart of Kuwait, where history whispers in narrow streets, lived a brave soul named Samira Marafi. She wasn't just a martyr, she was a symbol of love, kindness, and a strong determination. Her laughter echoed in the old east, leaving a lasting impression on those who knew her. Samira's life was more than happiness. It was a mix of passion and purpose, starting from her school days at Al Midan Elementary to her time at AlRefaie High School. Although her university journey was cut short, Samira's love for learning continued as ventured into the world of work, making her mark in the civil information and internship. As well, tells Samira's story. We can't forget the sacrifice she made for Kuwait. She stood tall against challenges, defending values that defined her homeland. On a crucial day, Samira called her mother early, sharing the Saddami invaders' unjust actions in occupied Kuwait. By 8 a.m., she decided to volunteer with the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society to help her fellow citizens. She packed her personal belongings, including blankets, and headed to the society. Later, she called her mother again, asking for bed linens to cover the deceased on Kuwaiti streets. Samira explained that the occupying forces has taken control of the hospitals, leaving them without essential supplies. Returning home, Samira carried the prepared supplies and went back to the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society, providing emergency contact for who were whereabouts. Samira tirelessly aided the wounded regardless of the nationality. Her motto was to clear humanitarian and knowns to no boundaries. In the most midst of operations, her dedication burned bright, fighting against justice with all her might. Kuwait turned into a battleground. Samira met with resistant members, planning to confront the ruthless enemy. The encounters were filled with sacrifice and unity for the defense of their homeland. Samira became a symbol of resilience and strong while defying danger to fulfill her duty to her country. Despite her brave struggle, Samira always remembered her Kuwaiti identity. When her mother tried to keep her safe, Samira's response was firm. I am the daughter of Kuwait, the daughter of Jawar, the daughter of Saad. Your role is over, mother. Today, my birthday, the day of Kuwait. Samira's words outstanding and moved her mother, expressing sacrifice and dedication. And so, Samira continued to serve her country with dedication. In the face of injustice, her story of courage and sacrifice shows the Kuwaiti spirit can overcome challenges. In the secret of world of resistance, Samira carried a pistol for urgent moment, concealing weapons in her car. She planned to share them with brave youth in the resistance. Her mother remembered a day when Samira passed a Saddami checkpoint with the hand grenades hidden in her car seats. A risky but successful fate. We thanked Allah for that. Samira played a vital role in the Kuwaiti resistance, contributing to operations where cars rigged with explosives were strategically detained among Saddami forces, like near the Hilton Hotel, which the Saddami forces had taken. Samira played a vital role in the Kuwaiti resistance, contributing to operations where cars were rigged with explosives were strategically detonated among Saddami forces, like near the Hilton Hotel, which the Saddami forces had taken. Beyond weapons, Samira and Asrar al-Ghabandi distributed anti-invasion pamphlets throughout Kuwaiti, encouraging resistance, civil disobedience, and unity among Kuwaitis. As the resistance expanded, Samira Asrar took another crucial role. Financial support, Samira gave cash to resilient Kuwaiti families, found sourced from the resistant network. On one occasion, she brought a significant amount of money home, offering it to her mother, who is selfish act. Declined, Samira also distributed clothing to those in need. On October 11, 1990, Samira shared a final lunch with her mother before leaving for work. At 5:30 p.m., little did they know, they would be their last meeting. As the expected time for Samira's return approached, worry set in. Her mother attempts to contact her failed. Desperation led for her call the apartment where Samira met with the resistance youth, but the Saddami soldiers answered and denied her presence. At a critical moment, her mother indirectly learned about Samira's arrest by the Saddami occupiers. Samira was taken to a different police station and eventually to Naif's palace. There, Samira handed a letter to her mother, reassuring her, asking her not to worry. In the courtroom, Samira's mother received a letter from her, confirming her daughter's custody, but she had to stay strong. Witnessed by someone named Abdul Rahman, Samira suffered torture at the hands of the occupation forces. Samira moved to an event prison and then to Iraq. Her mother saw her bus taking her away. In 1991, a person from the neighborhood country told Samira's mother she was in Abu Ghraib prison, but these were just attempts to extradition. Hopes for Samira's returns into attempts to financial extortion. In August 1991, a call claimed was just in Abu Ghraib was a true or another exploration of pain. Doubts grew about Samira's fate. In 2008, the Kuwaiti called ruler her legally dead. In this episode of Beyond Valor, we delve into the extraordinary lives of Kuwaiti martyrs. Their stories echo the resilience and sacrifice of Kuwaitis in the face of adversity. Their stories are a testament to the indomitable spirit of Kuwait, reminding us that beyond the battlefield, valor resides in the hearts of those who dare to defy tyranny. As we honor those martyrs, we recognize their legacy goes beyond their sacrifice, inspiring future generations to cherish and defend the precious gift of freedom. Join us next episode as we continue to unreveal the untold stories of Kuwaiti's heroes.